Hello. So it's been a minute, I think, since I've recorded in here. But if life is not lifing, right? We're all going through this full moon lunar eclipse. And the energy that's with it, oh, lordy calordy. Talk about some heavy. We're all feeling burnt out. I'm pretty sure all of us are at this time. Maybe in different days. Like I had a day the other day, I was at a breaking point. And one of my friends was like, actually, I feel good today. And then the next day I felt good and they didn't, and then they got sick. But hang in there. Just keep hanging on. I know people are, energy's draining. People are starting to get sick because hot, cold. We're in Texas, the devil's kitchen. So the swing in that plus the vibrational changes that are occurring, and all of this is we're passing through from one season to the next. And a lot of people in Texas have allergies to the changing season from winter to spring because, things wake up and you're like, oh, but they were asleep and my nose wasn't all runny or clogged and I wasn't sneezing, my eyes weren't itching, I didn't have fever, I didn't feel just drained. But here we are, changing of a season. So I've noticed like the energies I get around, they affect me. And yesterday I was like, what is wrong with me? It was my day off and it was raining. And I was like, it's raining again. And it was cold. And I got up late because I can get up late on my day off. I don't have to do anything. And I ate something, sat outside for a second, and I was like, no. And came and just plopped down face first on my bed, like, I don't want to do today. And just felt so drained. But I had also been pulling tarot cards. And it's funny, it hit me today why I'm drained. And it's the energies that I'm tapping into. When I stay by myself and I work on my goals and things like that, I have a high vibration, but then that's where I start attracting low vibrational entities because it's almost like I'm sick, they are sick, and they're like, oh, and you're like Sudafed. You make me feel better. And eventually that takes a toll on healers, that takes a toll on people that everyone wants to flock to. And you have to understand, all of us have that ability within us. All of us have that type of energy. It's just we don't necessarily work it out. It's like when you go to the gym, if you work your arms out, your arms get big. If you neglect the rest of it, then the rest of it stays the same, right? But it's what you choose to work on in your life. Your spiritual part of yourself, your mental, your emotional, whatever it is. There's so many sides to us as human beings, and I think a lot of people forget that we're a variety of flavors. That it comes down to you're going to go through life and you can try to please everybody. I've learned that's not possible. And the person you're going to let down is yourself, right? Just like you can try to make everybody laugh and feel good. I've always been the jester. I didn't want to see my mom sad. I didn't want to see my friends down and feeling like they just can't go anymore. And I found myself being that person again. And I'm just like, really need some personal time. And the more I tell myself I do, the more they flock. And it's difficult. If you're a parent, you know what I'm saying. You get that burnout, where you're just like, man, I just wish they'd grow up and do it for themselves. And I said that so long about my kids because I was so exhausted from the relationship I was in, plus all the daily tasks I had to take care of, things like that it just drained me. And I didn't even get to enjoy their childhood. And it's hard because I know a lot of us want to be there. But I think a lot of people have tapped out right now. And I'm talking about tapped out emotionally and mentally because the world we live in right now is very toxic. There's no denying. You can look around. There's a problem at every table, to the point I don't even want to sit at the damn table. I just go sit in the corner and stare at the clouds. I often find myself avoiding people as much as possible. Don't get me wrong. I love people that I can congregate with, laugh with, make the best of a day, right? But when it comes down to where we're at right now, there's a lot of people that just need, gimme. And you get to a point where you're like, I don't have anything left to give. Like, I'm not even giving to myself at this point. I need to focus on me. And we all have to remember it's okay to focus on ourselves. Focus on you. Push aside responsibilities for a day, you know. When my kids were little, my house was spotless. And if I was angry, it was sparkly clean. But as I've gotten older, I have learned that it's okay if there's dishes in the sink. It's okay if the laundry has piled up. It's okay as long as I'm not at a point where I'm drawing in rodents and pests and things like that. It's not going to hurt anything. And we need those breaks. And you have to feel okay giving yourself that break, because we're not superheroes. We're human. And I think that we forget that to be human, to err is to be human. That's something I grew up hearing. Well, I made an error. Oh, well, it's to be human, you know. And we used to be okay with making mistakes and learning from them. And I'm not sure when we pass through a different understanding that all of a sudden, you made a mistake, aren't you an idiot? How do you not know that? And this judgy world that we live in. And when it comes down to it, be judged. Who cares? It's not going to make you explode. It's not going to devalue you as a person. When you can allow things to come and go in your life, judgment, things like that, from people that it doesn't matter if they're judging you, then you're actually opening yourself up to expanding to a different level of being. Because when you can allow yourself, once again, I'll use the word, to be vulnerable, then it doesn't matter what others are throwing at you. If they're not blowing blow darts at you or shooting weapons or forcing you to do things, you still have that freedom to be who you are. And it's a matter of embracing that, going, okay, I'm okay if I do it this way. I'm okay if I don't do it that way. I'm okay if I take a break. Because if we don't remember to take breaks, we get to the point where we are just on face down in the bed. I don't want to do this. I'm over it. And the job I work it's demanding physically, mentally, emotionally. But most days I can separate myself from the situation. Like I said, it's being around certain energies that tapping into those, and not even tapping into them. It's like I've talked about before, when the wind blows, skin cells fall off and we're all walking into one another unknowingly, so when that energy is shared, because look at it like this. If you walk into a room and everyone's angry, if you're smart, you're going to turn around and walk out of the room. But understand that that anger is going to affect you easier than you're going to walk in and be like, so I have this joke. let me calm everybody down. Because most people are going to stay in the feeling that they're in. You cannot bring them out of that. They have to bring themselves out of that. And I've had to learn that I can try to cheer you up, but it's not my job. I can try to help you understand, but I'm not going to talk forever. I can try to give you advice for how to get rid of the burnout you're going through, but of course I need to apply it to myself first. And it's funny, the best way to get rid of burnout is to speak the truth. My neighbor last night called his boss and told him off and just put everything out on the table, and his wife got really upset. And I was talking to her and I told her, I said, look, sometimes when you are that worker and you're burnt out, because he's burnt out right now. I know he is, because I feel it too. I have other friends that are going through it as well. But when you're the person that they go to all the time to fix everything, for one, they're not going to fire you. And for two, sometimes you have to explode because people don't realize where you're at. I was taught the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And that means you have to speak up. If you want something to change, it is on you to let that pass your lips. Nobody's going to read your mind. Nobody's even going to look at you and go, oh, they're tired. I need to give them a break. You know anybody like that? I mean, that would be a healthy relationship. But I don't know many people that are willing to say, I'm tired, but you're a lot more tired. Let me carry the bag for a while. We need more of that in this life. We need more give and take. We need more brotherhood, unity, sisterhood, bringing it back to what it once was, teamwork. Because, hey, I've heard that makes the dream work. But wherever we're at in life right now, it's like, that's your problem, that's your problem, I've got my own problems, I don't care. When we can get back to noticing one another, addressing situations, being helpful towards one another, then we stop separating ourselves and feeling like we're alone and we're the only ones that are going through problems in our lives. I had a friend that told me they were going to help me do something. And multiple times he said, yeah, I'll help you. It's not a big deal. And it's not just one thing. It's various things. Or I've tried to get him out of the house because he was depressed. And yeah. And then doesn't answer his phone, disappears for days on end. And finally yesterday it was like, I figured that was going to happen that way again. And it was just burnt out, slept all day. I get it. But sometimes you choose to stay that way. And it's hard because I woke up feeling that and I was like, I'm not doing this again today. And it's funny, I can go into work, today's going to be a good day, and then leave like today was a great day. And it's a matter of still just doing what is prioritized in our life. It's a priority to work, right? You have to bring in money. You can't call in every day. You can't just quit and be like, yeah, I've wanted so many times to go. I quit. I'm buying a tent. I'm going to the wilderness. Maybe I'll meet Bigfoot. I don't know. Maybe he can show me how to do certain things. But it's the concept that I'm not alone. You know, I still have a daughter I have to take care of. I don't want to put her in an uncomfortable situation because I want to give up. And that does help to be a driving force. But at the same time, it's also for my own benefit. Because I understand that when you tap out and give up, you're just like, I'm done. I just, no more. I can't handle anymore. And that's actually admitting defeat and saying that you're not as strong as you know that you are. And I want to remind you, there's so much strength inside of you. You're very brave. There's a lot of things you do every day that you don't give yourself credit for. Like getting up and going to the job you don't want to be at. That is hard. And if you are one of those people that just puts on a smile and says, today is going to be good no matter how it turns out. It is what it is. And I've been trying to remind myself, go back to that mantra. It is what it is. It's going to be what it's going to be. It doesn't matter because everything is orchestrated to work a certain way. We have different options, sure. But in the end, it doesn't matter the avenue that you take. It's still going to create some sort of outcome, correct? Some outcomes we're okay with. Some outcomes we feel benefit us. Others we feel, why did I do that? What does that benefit me? How does that even work? Why did that happen? But that goes back to victim mentality, and you got to get out of victim mentality. Nothing is happening to you, it's happening for you. Because I have to keep reminding myself that rejection is protection. And it's hard because when we're rejected, we feel defeated. We feel like, why? I deserve better than that. That shouldn't have happened. I did this. I did all these things. And in the end, what did I get? I got punished. But that's not what it is. And if you can take away from that point of view and stop feeling like it's happening to you and realize it's happening for you, you open up new doors. Just like I had to remind myself this morning when I woke up, be grateful. Yes, I have a job that makes me tired, but I have a job. Yes, food is expensive, but I have it in my refrigerator. Gas is going up, but my car is full. And even when it's not, I have the ability to put more and keep going. We all have struggles in life that we have to go through, but if we can stop looking at them as attacking us and look at being positive, I had to remember again today that when you are grateful, that attracts abundance. And we forget because it's so easy to get in the woe is me mindset, the Eeyore concept, right? Of, oh, I lost my tail, instead of I'm still here. So try today, and I'm going to try the same way to stay in that higher vibration of it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. I can conquer anything. Vin vidi vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. Go live life in a certain way that's going to attract abundance into your life. Because when you're negative and you're thinking of all the things you don't have, I promise you, you're going to get more of what you don't have. But when you are trying to work on yourself and you're like, today is a good day. It's a good day because I said it's going to be a good day. That's when you're going to find that at the end of the day, it was a great day. So start watching what you're attracting, especially in this time that we're in right now, because this full moon lunar eclipse, like I said, it's doing a number on everybody. And it is almost at the point that it's testing us. Every aspect of who we are. And I read the other day, when something's happening to you, don't ask where God's at, because the teacher is always silent during a test. And it made me go, I needed that today. I needed to be reminded that I have everything within me and that there are points in life where we will be tested. Did you learn that? Are you going to improve on that? Are you healing? Are you focusing on the right things in life? Or are you still sedating and mindlessly going through life, not really worried about what's coming and going? Don't turn into a zombie. Don't give so little care about what's going on around you that it just, you become negative, bitter, angry, fearful, hateful. We got enough of that in this world. So, sending you lots of love and light and lots of energy that will help you pick up, because we're all going through it. You know, it's a change. So, on that note, I'm going to try to keep this attitude all day long, and hopefully you will too. Bye.